Be sure to subscribe to Greedy J or he'll foreclose your house and become your stepdad.
Alright everybody, thank you guys for coming through to the latest interview video. Today we got my boy Broken Daydream here. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just glad to be here. Appreciate you reaching out to me.
Hey, it's no problem at all, man. I'm glad that you decided to kick it with me, man. We've been mutuals for a while now, man. We've been liking, commenting back and forth and stuff. We even chatted in DMs a little bit, man. So I'm just happy that I'm able to talk with you, man. It's like kind of cool to me. It's really actually kind of cool to me.
I'm really glad to be talking with you. I see you've really been doing your content. I know you just recently posted, what was it? Some cosplay, some JJK cosplay. It was looking pretty good, man.
Oh, man, dude, thank you, man. Hey, man, look, listen, I had to join the Nanami army, man. I had like the red suit, I got the suspenders, I got the tie and everything, bro. I was like, nah.
Got the lighting, yeah.
Yeah, I had to do it, man. I had to do it to him. But today, this is all about you, man. It's all about you. We got questions for you. We want to learn more about you, Broken Daydream, the man behind all the manga recommendations. So, I guess the first question we just got to ask you is, what got you into your content creation? What definitely got you into it, man?
For me, when it comes to my content creation on TikTok, when it comes to manga, I just kind of picked up on the fact that a lot of people really didn't talk too much about manga. Of course, there's plenty of anime creators on TikTok, but you don't really see too many of them really touch on manga. So I was like, hey, that's kind of an untapped market. Let me see if I can squeeze myself in there and see how well I can do, and kind of just took off from there.
Is there like a certain type of genre of mangas that you like to talk about more than others? I know I've seen you had to fight the TikTok community guidelines a lot, man. I've been seeing you had to fight them a lot.
Yeah, I like talking about the ecchi, or maybe not particularly ecchi, just the more wild manga that are out there. But of course, like you just said, the TikTok just won't leave me alone with some of those. So there's not particularly a genre that I like to stick to, even though I guess I would say if people really watch my channel, watch like most of my recommendations, I believe most of them are romance related.
Ooh, I'm a big romance guy. Like, it doesn't look like it, but I am legit like a big romance guy. I've grown up.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, grown up. Yeah, grown up from high school. I was all about like violent shonens and everything, and just fighting and nonstop like loudness. But like, I got into like big romances when I first finished off Toradora, the anime. When I finished that, then I started looking into other animes, and then like romance mangas is like I've dabbled in it, and I want to dabble a little bit more. That's why I've been checking out all your stuff, because I'm like, all right, he's gonna recommend a good romance manga, and I'm gonna read it.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like that's kind of the natural progression for a lot of anime fans. We start off, we really like our shonen, our battle shonen series, your Naruto's, your One Pieces. But then you slowly start dipping your toes in the other series, and then, just kind of realize, oh, there's other good anime outside of action. Oh, I didn't know this at all. Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like an eye-opening experience, and then you really start to appreciate like other forms of like anime instead of just like the stereotypical like battle shonens and whatnot.
Yep. So
with that leading into the next question, so obviously people have like, comfort games, they have comfort animes, they have comfort, there's comfort anything. For you, since you're big on manga, I guarantee you have a comfort manga that you read. So what is that comfort manga that you read?
Honestly, it's a tie between two of them. But you could probably already guess one of them. It would be Nagatoro. I love I recently reread it. No, not all the way through, but a good chunk of it. Love it. But the main comfort series that I would say I have is called Gal Gohan.
Ooh, what's that one about? Give me a quick little summary on it.
Okay, for those that don't know, it's about our teacher. His name is Shinji. He wants to be able to connect with his students because he's a new teacher. He wants to, be able to connect with them, let them be comfortable enough to come up to him, have a conversation, all that good stuff. He just wants to be a good teacher. And then there's this girl named Miku, who is a gal or a gyaru, for those that want to be more fancy about it. And she's not doing too hot in any of her classes. The principal's like, yo, why don't you go butter up the teachers by making some cookies? So she ends up going to the cooking club to see Shinji's like, hey, can you help me? He ends up helping her, and she kind of starts catching feelings for him, like, yo, I kind of really like this guy. Let me see if I can really get him to fall for me. So it's kind of a taboo story of this girl trying to get this teacher to fall for her, but it's really, really wholesome. It never takes anything too far. The teacher, he's completely oblivious, which makes things really funny. He's like, is she hitting on me, or is this just her being a gal or just being herself here? So really wholesome story. I really recommend to anybody give it a shot.
All right, that's definitely being written down right now in my notes, and I am definitely gonna like check that out. Like, thank you. And the fact I love the fact that both me and you just love Nagatoro, because we both came out with like videos to the reaction of the trailers for season 2, and
same part too.
Yeah, I'm just like same part. I'm like, bro, this man is reading my mind.
I recently saw you had that interview with that what is it, the writer for the dub?
Yep, Melly Grant. She did an amazing job with the dub and everything. Like, I was thoroughly impressed how she tried to really like just hone down on making them like relatable as much as possible, instead of just being like, oh, like here's what they're, let me just translate exactly what they're saying, boom boom boom, like,
right,
you know, try to
add a little spice to it. Yeah,
it was great. So I know that. So this is what got me, because you know I got my taste in anime women. You know I like Mirko, right? You know I'm big on Mirko.
Of course, who doesn't?
Well, see, Broken understands. But I know with you, like a lot of your videos, a lot of people always recommend you gal or gyaru based like mangas. So I think one of the big questions a lot of people want to wonder is, what is so appealing about gyaru or gals to you?
Ooh, good question. To me, I just like the aesthetic, but just the gals in just general, the way they act, their characteristics when it comes to manga and everything, or the way the designs. I really like it, enjoy them all. Just something about it just really appeals to me when it comes to those. When it comes to gals and gyarus and manga and anime.
Yeah, because the first time I actually like learned about gals or gyarus and things like that, weirdly enough, it was from a seinen anime called Air Master, and it was there was like 3 girls that walked up to this dude who was like a fighter, and he like kicked the shit out of these 3 girls, and I was just like, what the hell? Yeah, it was very violent for no reason. And then I was like, why do they look like that? And come to find out, someone explained to me, they were like, oh yeah, no, those are gyarus. I was like, they're what now? And I got the full explanation of it, and I was like, oh, so they're kind of just like rebellious. I'm like, makes sense.
Yeah. I guess I guess a very simple explanation for those very kind of nitty gritty is just, I would say, Clip Notes is, I think, Cali Girl, but Japanese for the most part.
That's actually a really good way of explaining. You know what? That is a good way of explaining it. Holy shit, good shit on that.
Yeah.
Is there, so out of all the gyarus and gals that you've like probably seen, which one would happen to be like in your list, like top, I wouldn't say like top 3, give me one of your favorite ones, your favorite gal that you would be like, I would read anything about this type of gal?
Oh, I would love to see just more Gal Gohan, but since we already touched on that one, let me think of another one. I can't remember the full name of it, but the name of it's called Anjosan. I can't something. No, Yancha Gal no Anjosan. That's what it's called. It's just your basic story of cute girl messing with the nerdy guy and slowly developing a relationship over time. Very similar to Nagatoro, but not as. She's definitely nowhere as. I guess what's the word? What's the best way to explain Nagatoro? Cheeky, sadistic? I don't know. But she's just not as Nagatoro, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so that's another one I'm gonna add on to the list, bro. You're just giving me more stuff to add onto my list to read. Like, thank you.
Oh, no, of course. Glad to give him out.
Big appreciation. So, since you've been starting on here, I've actually been seeing your growth. Like, I think I started following you back when you were only at like 200k, 190 something, and I've just been seeing your growth just substantially go. And So it just impressed me because I'm just like, man, this man just sticks with his guns. You've been improving your content, you've created your YouTube and everything. So I guess the main question I gotta ask you is like, what do you look up to content creator wise that like influences you to just keep working as hard as you do on these videos?
Ooh, good question. Honestly, no one in particular. I guess is more along the lines as far as continuing my work, wanting to push myself, get more content out there. It's mutuals like you and everyone else like there. Seeing y'all put out your content makes me want to put out content and just explore or give me ideas on videos that I want to do. So it's really you all that really push me to want to create better and more content.
I can big agree with you on that, man. You are like one of the few people in my list of, it's like people that influence me to work my ass off in this. And you definitely are on that list, man. I'm glad I'm one of the people for you. Like that's a shocker.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
But it's just wild because like there are like some people who out there just say like, oh, I just did this because like I'm bored or something. Like you just
Right.
came in because you saw like there was a market that wasn't tapped, and you're like, I like this, I'm gonna talk about it, and we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, because I feel like especially on TikTok, there's an audience for everything. The algorithm will get you to the right place in most cases.
Oh yeah. Like I'll since this is on YouTube, I can easily say this. Yeah, TikTok can fuck off sometimes because the algorithm. We're gonna keep it real on that. Like, TikTok can kind of fuck off a little bit because they mess up the algorithm a lot. Like randomly one week you could be doing good, then next week you're like, what the hell? What happened?
True. Like right now, I really don't see too much anime content outside of people that I already follow. Like as far as my For You page goes, it's really just filled with a bunch of memes for the most part.
Yeah, no, that for me, it's kind of just been let's see, it's just been funny videos and just like some cat videos and stuff like that. But mainly, like the only way I can see like your videos and some other people's videos if I go through my friends or through my following. That's it. And sometimes I'm like, that sucks, but at the other times I'm just like, you know what? I literally follow them because I just want to see their stuff. So I'm just like, it's a win-win in a way.
Yep. Yeah. I always find myself like you. I always find myself going to the followers or my friends and just seeing what they've been posting. If I feel like I haven't seen them in a while, because sometimes I'll look. Sometimes they'll do show up. Other times it's like, man, days will go by. I'll be like, oh, where's their content? And I'm like, oh, well, it's here.
Yeah,
just not on my For You page.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, they're just not. TikTok's not pushing it. So back with the manga question. So I know you have read probably tons of manga. You at this point now have an idea of the kind of manga you want to read. So this is an interesting question that I have not asked anyone this yet, but what is your ideal manga? Like ideal character, ideal plot, ideal setup for stuff. Like what ideal manga is like do you have in your mind?
Ooh. Honestly, I don't really particularly have what I would consider an ideal. Like this is exactly what I look for in a manga for me to read it. It just with most people, it just has to be a story that catches my attention, that's doing something maybe slightly different. Maybe it's the similar formula to where we all know nerdy guy, ex-girl, they hang out, stuff happens, but maybe there's a twist to it. Like I think most recently, I just started reading a manga called My Childhood Friend is Overprotective, where it's just, again, about either one of the two characters is quirky, this time being the guy in the situation where he's very overprotective of his female childhood friend. And there's not really any romantic stuff in the beginning, but he slowly starts because he's so overprotective to the point where people call him or have a nickname for him that he's her mother, as in he also kind of sees himself as the motherly type of guy to be taking care of her. He's like, yeah, I'm your mommy. That just means people think we're close. But slowly over time, he starts to realize that he may have feelings for her. And of course, she doesn't like the fact that he's so overprotective. So And then she starts to realize that she does know she has feelings for him, but doesn't want him to see her as, quote unquote, a daughter. So she wants to try to figure out a way to, you know, make him see her as a woman. So I like quirky stuff, like wild stories like those always kind of pique my interest.
Okay. I think I'm in the same realm as you for like an ideal manga like that. I always am a big fan of like nerdy guy, girl who is just like popular or like over eccentric, and then just wild stuff occurring. Like
Just some type of key like quirk to them, whether it's like dress up darling or I can't think of any other things off the top of my head, but stuff like along those lines.
Yeah. That if I ever like was just like given a manga and there was like no title, no nothing, but they just told me the plot. They're like, yeah, it's about this like nerdy guy who's talking to it. At that point, I'm like, you don't even need to tell me the title. I'm already hooked in. Like, you just told me who the characters are.
And yeah, just when that's only when it really comes to manga. But when it comes to anime, that's where I really like my more action-packed, series. I like my romances and stuff. I guess it's kind of flip-flop. For anime, I really like watching because I like seeing the big action scenes play out on screen and whatnot. But when it comes to manga, I just kind of like to read the more like we were just discussing, more nerdy guy, ex-girl with quirky type of personality, just hanging out doing stuff. Especially because when it comes to a lot of like action series, it can be kind of hard to tell what's going on sometimes, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, like I tried to read not One Punch Man, I tried to read JoJo's one time, and there was just so much stuff going on. I was just like, I'm gonna just watch the anime so that things can be explained a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I'm just reading. At one point, I did see like the infamous Ura for like 4 or 5 pages, and I'm like, this is hilarious. But at the same time, I'm just like, what the f is going on?
Right.
So I guess that leads into one of the final questions. And we get into a fun little thing I'm gonna do for you that I specifically made for you. So
Okay.
the last question is definitely this, because I want to see where you go. So what are your future plans for your content? Like, you're about to hit 300K. You got a YouTube that you got out right now, and you're doing really well with recommendations. Like what's next? I seen that you got a sponsorship with Coldest Water. Like what's next for you? About to collab? About to transition? Gonna stream? Like what's up? What's the future plans for you?
I guess future plans is that I guess it would be nice to live stream more. That's something that my audience has been asking me to do more and more often. Like, hey, Broken, why don't you get on camera some more? Why don't you just go live on TikTok? Just talk to us. I'm like, I don't know. Most of the time I don't, because I don't feel like I'm going to be that entertaining or to keep people entertained to stick around and want to hang out and chat. But maybe I can. You never know unless I really try. I've only gone live, I think maybe once, maybe twice. And I enjoyed the experience, but I just don't really know if I'm going to be good enough for it, But again, won't know unless you try.
That is true. And more so with the YouTube and everything, have you thought about like fully just being like, you know what, let me take more time into making the longer form content and putting it on there, and then just taking clips and stuff from those longer form contents and put it on your TikTok, so you can like gravitate people to your YouTube? Have you thought about doing that?
Oh yeah, I've done that a little bit. I dabbled in it a few months ago, where I would do, like you just said, do longer form content, just take bits and pieces of it, throw it up on TikTok, so that way I'm kind of doing both at the same time. Have my YouTube, and still have my TikTok still going on. But I've just been really lazy about it when it comes to YouTube, because it takes a whole lot longer to sit down and make like a 10-minute video versus like a 30-second video on TikTok.
Oh yeah, trust me, that's kind of why like there be days where I just like make 10 to 15 TikToks, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna spread these videos out for like the next 2 weeks so I can just focus on a YouTube video.
Yeah, I haven't done a big video in a hot minute, but I would like to get back to doing it at some point.
Yeah, I would say, hey man, just make like a really like good one, and then just boom, just make like little preview clips, have people get invested in it, and just tell them like, hey, if you want to see the full videos at the YouTube.
Right, because honestly, the main reason why I created it for YouTube, or what finally kind of, lit the fire under my ass to go ahead and make one, was that I think TikTok was hitting me pretty hard with the whole guidelines. I was like, okay, let me go ahead, make this YouTube, so that way I can talk about stuff on YouTube that I can't talk about on TikTok,
Yeah. Yeah, TikTok's guidelines, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I hope at some point they fix it up, they change it, like, for the better.
Do you ever have any issues yourself with it, or are you normally pretty good, or?
Boy, I got that content warning on my profile all red. It's just red, just there, and I've just accepted it that it's gonna be there for a while now.
Hey, me too. Yeah, we're twins now.
Hey, let's go! Oh my god, see, at least I'm not the only person that's experiencing this, man. But I've actually taken some of your ideas to avoid TikTok community guidelines, i.e. that TCG thing, put it over things that obviously the system would be like, okay, no. And I've been doing that, and I'm like, oh shit, this actually works. I'm like, thank you, Broken.
Yeah, because it definitely helped me out, because I think this was around this time last year, I was getting hit pretty hard, and to the point to where I was getting to where they're like, hey, you're banned from posting for like a day, oh, you're hit again, oh, you're banned for posting from 2 days, and you can't leave any comments on people's videos. So I'm like, oh, I'm kind of like a ghost now. There's got to be a way to help with this, because I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong or showing anything that risque, but according to TikTok, I am. I was like, okay, what can I do? Then I was like, okay, let me just start actually just censoring stuff on screen that even slightly might trigger TikTok, and then from there, I think I went with a good 3-4 months without getting hit at all, which was a great time.
Oh yeah.
To not be stressed out about TikTok and taking me down.
Man, man, as long as you got that YouTube up, I think you got a second avenue that I honestly believe you could bust into with it, because I always tell everybody, man, I'm like, hey, you're big on TikTok, I'm like, take advantage of that, spread everyone out, get everyone to other social media platforms, bro, be multifaceted.
Right, because the original plan when I made my YouTube was like, okay, I'm gonna do less TikTok content, but I'm going to try to have a video out every week on YouTube. Like, one video doesn't sound all that bad, but especially if I'm doing less content on TikTok, but it just didn't work out that way.
Yeah, no. And it takes time. It takes time to figure out that schedule. It takes time to figure out, oh man, how do I set all this up? But, you'll manage. I mean, I freaking manage. I freaking manage it. It's if someone like me can manage it, you can manage it.
Right. It'd be nice to get at least 1 or 2 videos out on YouTube a month. Would be my more sustainable thing, I feel like.
Yeah. And everybody loves you, dude. It's crazy how many people just wait for you to post.
Really, yeah. Because I'm always surprised by it too. Like, hey, I read all your recommendations, or makes me feel so good when somebody, watches the video, goes to read the content, and then comes back to find the video to comment, telling me, hey, read this, it was great, thank you for the recommendation. It always makes me feel great. Fantastic.
Exactly, man. You're doing a service for everybody. But now we're gonna get into a little fun thing. I remember we talked about this a while back. I still want to do a full length video of this. Keep this in mind, this is on this video right here. I still want to do a full length collab video with you, in which we do what I like to call read it, shelf it, pack it, which is kind of just like fuck, kill, marry.
Right.
So I got five basically mangas in which, I'm gonna ask you tell me why that you would either read it, shelf it, or pack it. Pack it literally means you're like, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna touch that. Shelf it means I'll get it, but you may not read it immediately. You'll just have it up there just to be like, hey, I got it. And then read it, it's like, oh yeah, you've been waiting to read this for a while now.
Okay, I'm game.
Okay. So we'll start off with the first one. This one is actually one of my personal favorites. I did not think I would get emotional over a haname manga.
Oh.
I did not think I would get emotional, but I did. This one is Nozoki Ana. Read it, shelf it, or pack it.
Ooh, I've never heard of it. You gotta explain little details to me, man.
Ooh, so quick little summary. Nozoki Ana is about two college students. They're both neighbors. One of the college students apparently finds a hole in the wall. And he did not find out until like 2 or 3 weeks later that the woman on the other side of the wall has been playing the piano while taking a look at him doing the thing.
Oh.
And so it brings up this whole plot of, oh man, this person is watching me and I know she's watching me, and he confronts her, and then they make a deal. The contract is like, over a course of the year until they graduate, she is allowed to watch him on specific days, but vice versa, she gives him the option to watch her if she does anything.
Okay.
And it's just a whole story of like how their relationship develops. It gets really, really sad at the end. You find out the main reason why she does it, and it's sad, and you're like, why am I this sad over this?
Okay. Based off your explanation there, I would give it a read. I wouldn't see why not.
Read it? All right, man. I'm telling you, man. Look, like, probably after this, or like even during this, like, just take a look at it. You'll even see a better summary explanation of it. You'll see how the characters are designed and whatnot. There's actually only one anime episode that was made for it, but
Really? Okay.
yeah, only one. But after that, you have to read it.
It sounds good enough. I probably end up reading it after.
Nice.
I read more than I watch, honestly. So
Hey, trust me, you're gonna like this one. Like, take my recommendation on this one. I don't recommend much. You know I made a video like duetting you. I don't recommend much, but god damn it, this is what I'm gonna recommend to you. All right, so next one, personal favorite of both of ours, but let's see what you really think. Rent a Girlfriend. Read it, shelf it, or pack it.
Good. When it comes to Rent a Girlfriend, I'm gonna go pack it. I don't know if I'm being 100% honest. I'm not gonna really take my time to read it if I know it's not gonna go nowhere at this point.
Ooh, like,
I mean, I might pop in for a chapter or two, but actually, like, consistently read it, good chunks, good big portions of the manga. Yeah, it's just not for me.
I'm guessing I feel like we're both in agreement, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I watched the first 2 episodes of Rent a Girlfriend season 2, and so far I haven't felt the need to go back and watch more. And I think it's genuinely because I've read it and I know where it's going, and it's getting to the point where I'm just like, why am I in this invested? Like,
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I do watch the anime. I think I'm like 3 episodes into the 2nd season right now. I'm not like rushing to watch every time a new episode drops. 'Cause I'll keep up actually with the dub itself, not the sub. So
yeah, no.
I'm like, hey, it's there. I'm chilling. Why not? I'll watch it, because I actually haven't read that portion of the manga. I skipped ahead a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, when everyone just basically explains to you that Rent a Girlfriend is literally just rinse and repeat what the hell Kazuya does every single time, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna wait until something new changes.
Right, because I actually was excited about getting into reading the manga after the anime, but for some reason it took forever for the English translations to actually, the official English translations to actually drop the next volume, which I think the first volume of the anime, well, at least that takes place after season 1, is volume 7. It took forever for them to finally drop it, but leading up to that release, that's when I started hearing murmurs like, yeah, Rent a Girlfriend, it just doesn't go anywhere forever. I was like, oh, it can't be that bad. Then I did read volume 7, beginning to end. I'm like, yeah, nothing happened.
Yep, nothing happened. And you're just like, huh, wait, like, did you feel like you wasted time?
I did. I was like, okay, I feel like, because I actually do like the concept of Rent a Girlfriend. not that I don't really like Kazuya all that much. He's like, come on, fam, just do what you need to do. It's right there. But it keeps messing up. And then also the fact that I think a year has gone by the end of the first episode, by the end of the first season. A whole entire year has gone by, and that's always kind of shocked me. I'm like, yo, I'm thinking it's only been like 3 months, but no, a year. He's sitting there paying this girl to pretend to be his girlfriend. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's, you know what, when we're right now, since we're talking about, yeah, no, if I'm with you on this, I'd probably pack it too. Like, it'll be something I would have to like dust off and just be like, wow, I haven't read this in like 10 years. I wonder what it was like before.
You know, if I'm being 100% honest, I feel like I might change my answer from pack it to shelf it, in the sense that what I might do is, once it's actually done and over, I might read like the last like 5 chapters or so and then call it a day.
Shoot, I'ma just keep it at packet, man. Like, give me 10 years. Give me 10 years. I'll probably look it up at some point and just be like, oh, this is the ending. Oh, cool.
Yeah, basically. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be all over the place when it actually does happen. So maybe it might stay packed, honestly.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go on to the next one. So this is another one of those weird ones that like came out, but like surprisingly, it was good. But Mysterious Girlfriend X. Read it, shelf it, or pack it.
Oh, pack it, easy.
Pack it easy? Damn.
Easy.
Well, I need the explanation, because it was weird for me, but like it was good. I was like, man, this is kind of solid, but like I'm curious. I'm curious on the packet answer.
It just doesn't do it for me, man. The drool, I know it's more of, I think I actually watched all the season 1. I thought it was all right. It was good. But, well, not good. It was all right. It was okay. But I think the thing that I really like, or thing that really interests me about the manga or the anime itself, was kind of the mystery behind Urube. Was like, what is she? Is she like an alien? Like, why does she have this power? And that's the one thing I was really kind of, my last little thing I was holding on to when it came to watching the anime, because I was just curious, like, what's her family like? You know, all this stuff. But then just kind of to realize that it's more of, her powers are more kind of like a metaphor for being young and getting and being in love and being just weird when you're a kid. And I'm like, oh, that's lame. I don't like that. So that kind of really turned me off, because I guess you can say I set my expectations too high, and then just to turn around and be disappointed by it, because I actually haven't read past the anime. I think I did pick up first volume or so, read that, but then I'm like, I don't know if I want to really get into this or not. So that's kind of how I feel about Mysterious Girlfriend X.
Yeah, I think it's weird. Like, I feel like I would shelf it, because I'm one of those guys where I'm just like, yeah, you know what, I'll pick this back up at some point and I'll read it. I couldn't see myself packing it. It was a part of like my like high school years when I like first saw the anime. I was like, wow, this is actually good.
Is that kind of like where you kind of started getting outside of battle shonens, you would say, or was that a little later on?
Oh yeah, it was definitely when I was getting out of my battle shonens and stuff. I was definitely trying.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I checked out too when I was trying to branch out on different anime. So,
all right, here's a good one I want to bring up, because I feel like you've read this. I read some of it and I like it. Teasing Master Takagi-san. Read it, shelf it, or pack it.
I'm gonna go with shelf it for now, because that's where it kind of has been. It's kind of always been there. I see it, I'm like, I would probably like it, but I just haven't started it yet. I think the main reason is that I think it is on Netflix, but I think Netflix starts with like the second season being dubbed or something like that. I'm waiting for that, see if they ever drop the first season being dubbed before really getting into it. And then I'm guessing they cover it, at least within the anime, they cover a whole bunch, because I think, is there a movie? Has the movie dropped already, or is that supposed to be coming out, or something like that?
Yeah, I believe a movie's supposed to be coming out. If it's already dropped right now, I'll be sure to like let people know in the description if the movie is already dropped. But I believe it's in development right now.
Okay. So it's definitely on the shelf, something that I do plan on checking out, but just not right now. It's not something that's really piquing my interest enough to be like, okay, let me pick this up.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like Teasing Master Takagi-san, it's kind of like, it's like, man, you love Nagatoro, but you're kind of not like feeling how spicy it is. All right, let's tone it down. Here's teasing Master Takagi-san. Here you go.
Okay.
It's like Nagatoro is like spicy chicken you get from Popeyes, and then teasing Master Takagi-san is just regular.
Okay, let me ask you this: which one do you like more?
Oh, Nagatoro, 100%.
Okay, there we go.
No argument. There's no argument to that. Why would you even ask me that question? I'm about to say, man, you see me out here getting exclusive Volume 1 mangas of teasing Master Takagi-san? No.
Oh, no, of course not.
All right, so we got one last one. We got, and you know what? I feel I'm gonna take a wild guess. You're gonna say read it, but My First Girlfriend is a Gal. Read it, shelf it, or pack it.
If I'm being honest, I'm packing it, man.
Packing it? Yo!
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
this is interesting.
Okay, I guess I gotta explain myself.
This is interesting. You like gals. If there's gals in this, I'm flabbergasted.
Okay, so thing is that My First Girlfriend is a Gal was it's the thing that really introduced me to what a gal was. That's the first time I've ever heard anybody really sit down like, yes, this is a gal, this is the characteristics, this is who they are. And then I really, really, really loved the anime. Absolutely fantastic. So I guess, with me getting into my whole TikTok thing, I'm like, oh, I guess this is a great time to go check out the manga. And then I do, but it just doesn't do it for me like the anime does, because I think that's the thing that what ended up happening with the dub of the show, because they just kind of was at this point where they could do what they wanted to with the dub. In some cases, take a lot of liberties with it, and it made it a lot more comedic. And then I go read the manga, I'm like, it's just not as funny, it's not as hitting. I don't like the main character as much. It seems like he really is just out for really is just out for her body in the manga a lot more than compared to the anime, because the only reason why he really likes her or wants to be with her is to get with her. So it's like, oh, okay, that's a lot more apparent. He seems like a lot more selfish. Just I really don't like him as much as the anime, so it really kind of turns me off. I think I read a good 20 chapters of it. Didn't really see it really piquing my interest anymore past that, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop for now. So pack it. So right now, surprisingly.
All right, that man, really actually thinking about it, because I got to reread it again, because it's been a while. I know I watched the anime twice, because I actually like the anime a lot.
Right.
But that is actually a good explanation of how. And I did watch it in English. That's the funny thing. I watched it in English dub. I did not touch English subbed at all. I watched it in English dub, and that might be what it is. They just took creative liberties on it, made sure to make the main character, not be a scummy guy, and actually make him some decent person.
He's semi-decent,
Yeah, decent enough where you could be okay, sure, whatever. You could be whatever.
Right.
All right, well, that is it, man. I'll say this before we get into it. If you guys want me and Broken to do a collab and do a little bit more, read it, shelf it, pack it, let us know in the comments. Be sure to let me know. But with that, Broken, you got any last things you want to say? You want to promote yourself or anything?
Again, you can find me here on YouTube. I haven't posted in a while, but I'll get back to it. I promise. And of course, find me on TikTok. That's where the main vids are gonna be. And you can find me on Instagram too. So that's all BrokenDaydream94. So it shouldn't be too hard to find me on other platforms. And I appreciate you having me on here. It's been a great time.
Yeah, man, I'm legit having fun with this. Thank you so much, man. Me and you, we're gonna plan this out. We're gonna get this figured out. I'm gonna try and find a bunch of mangas that I can that I'm gonna read, and then hopefully, I already know you probably got a list oh yeah, I can definitely read it, shelf it, pack it with all these.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got you.
Yeah. But yeah, with all that, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified for my next video. Thank you guys for watching this interview. You guys take care. Have a good night.